Good morning, everybody. How are you? I want to talk to you today about hashtag METOO. It's been flying around ever since the Harvey Weinstein issue came up, and I've kind of been silent on it, haven't said much about it. I mean, everybody knows my past. I've talked pretty freely about being sexually abused as a child, but I've just kind of let it blow by. And then I realized probably about 80% of the women have had the same journey as I have. Maybe not to the extremes I've had, but they've had challenges. You know, we've been taught to judge one another. We've been taught, to fight to stay on top, because if you're the lead woman dog, things go better for you than the dogs in the back of the room that aren't the lead dogs. We were taught at a young age that men and boys are physically stronger than us, and that they can hurt us mentally, physically, sexually, in many ways. And we get taught that at a young age. And in my case, when I was in fourth grade, my fourth grade homeroom teacher, Mr. Moscow, never forget the guy. If I ever saw him, I'd suck him in the nose. Didn't like the fact that little girls, had hair into their bangs past their eyebrows. So he made every girl in his class go get their bangs cut. And he was able to do that. He was able to have this power. And all of us had to, he measured it, he pulled us up and measured it. And if you were the right length, according to his judgment, you were good. And that was acceptable. Then when I was in high school, my father, who worked at a steel mill, he was in management with Westinghouse, had his first female boss. Good God, you would have thought the world came to an end. You would have thought, this is it, world over. He had no idea how to deal with it. Him and I fought for a year, constantly arguing at the dinner table over how women are no different from men, and how she can manage this as well as he could. And I mean, my dad and I never really got along all that well anyway. Nice guy, we just, he was very, we just didn't get along. We didn't jam well together. And so we would just hammer each other. So, and my lesson from that was women can't compete with men in the workplace because we're not smart enough. Now my dad, God love him, he did extremely well, didn't even have a college degree. This woman, I remember distinctly, had a college degree from Penn State. So I kept looking at him thinking, college degree, no. But anyway, when I was in the military, when I joined the Air Force, I was a medic. So because that field was dominated pretty much by women, there wasn't a lot of harassment. But I'm driving to work one day, yes, I'm speeding, and a military police officer pulls me over to give me a ticket. And then decides to rail against me about how medics think they're badass, and then he called me the C word. Now, he outranked me, so there really wasn't much I could do. But I remember just staring at him thinking, really? What is wrong with you that you care that much that I'm getting a speeding ticket and I'm dressed in whites and I'm a medic? So I did what any good woman does when you say, this is enough. This is bullshit. Went to work the next day, got there early, went down to the immunization room, talked to my friend, pulled the guy's shot records and threw it in the trash. He got a notice, you got to come back and have your shot records. They're done. And when he had his shots done, I came back in and smiled at him. And in that moment in time, I was empowered. In that moment in time, I realized, you know what? I'm not this powerless little girl that I thought I was. I'm not this powerless girl that can be sexually abused, that can be told that women aren't good enough, or my bangs aren't perfect enough, or I'm too fat, or whatever it is. It was time for me to take my power back. And now we fast forward, and we elect a president, and I'm not talking politics, and I don't want to hear about politics, who talks about locker room and how it's okay to do things to women. He just empowered millions of men to say, oh, this is all good, we can do this. We can continue to move forward. And my last straw, why I had to go on this rant, I'm sitting at Starbucks, and it's this little couple, there's two women, they're out on a play date, I guess, and one has a girl and one has a boy, and they're probably 5 years old, and they're like, oh, aren't they cute? Maybe one day, Mildred, you can marry Glenn, and oh, that'd be so cute, we could be friends forever, and Glenn can be a doctor and you can marry a doctor. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Maybe Mildred will be the doctor and Glenn will be working for her. Even today, we're looking at our daughters and putting this into their head that you're not going to be anything better unless you get married. That's not true. You can be anything you want. Anything you want. You just have to step into it. We must empower each other as women. I mean, there's coaching. Coaching's $1 million business. Why? Because we have so much crap put into our minds as we grew up, and it still continues. Our daughters are hearing it, and our daughters' daughters are hearing it. I would have thought my generation would take care of it, but we have so much crap in our head we can't. We've got to stand up and say, me too. We've got to stand up and say, it is time to change the culture. Harvey Weinstein, I hope he is ground zero. I hope he is it. I hope he's the one where everybody says, this is bullshit, we're done. We're going to move forward. We're going to work to clear our childhood memories, and I've cleared a crap ton in 20 years. We're going to work to clear them so you can stand in your power, so you can stand toe-to-toe with anybody. There's not a man in this world I won't stand toe-to-toe with. Now, do I get nervous? Absolutely, because still kicking in the back of my mind from childhood, men can hurt you, and men can hurt you bad. But I will still hold my own, because at the end, I've got to be true to myself. Please stand up for yourself. Please empower your daughters and sons. If you have sons, empower them, that they are equal, that we're all equal. You know, people say, why did the Wonder Woman movie do so well? Because she saw herself equal. We have to see ourselves equal. We have to say, me too. And we have to put our line in the sand and say enough. And heal these childhood memories so we can be who we're meant to be. So we can quit pushing ourselves back, so we can apply for that job we've always wanted, so we can apply for that promotion that we've always wanted, that we can start our own business and have the courage to go toe-to-toe with whomever we go toe-to-toe with, that we have the courage to say, this is my business and this is my lane. I mean, I always talk about I stay in my lane. I know exactly who I am, I know exactly what I'm good at, and I stay in my lane. And if anybody wants to get in my way, then we're going to have a little chat. Because I am here. Me too. I'm here. I'm ready to rise up. And I hope you all are too. And I hope you're all on your Facebook pages saying, me too. This is time, women. Let's get our childhood memories healed so we can move forward and be who we're supposed to be and reach back to the next generation and say, we got your back. Thanks a lot, you guys. Have a great day. Oh, hi, Rita. I know the C word. My gosh, I think I've only been called that word twice in my life. I was so shocked. Anyway, yeah, I did retaliate. I did win. So anyway, thanks a lot, you guys. #MeToo. Take your power back. Please, it's time.